In this video, I will attempt to increase the limiter on my cruise control on my JDM 300ZX Fair Lady. It is now maxed at 108. I found the information on the internet but did not see a video. So I thought I'd videotape me trying to change that limit from 108 to 148 kilometers per hour. First step is to get to the board that controls the cruise control, and it is located on the passenger side under the floor mats. As you can see, I've already removed the basic rug, and I'm just going to get into the car and reach to the back and pull the mat that is held on to the piece of plywood with Velcro. Now we see the plywood box that needs to be removed to get to the electronic components. So I will be removing the screws. There appears to be about 3 or 4. So I'll take them out and we'll get to the electronics. So I've removed 4 10mm bolts. I actually thought they were screws. Turns out they're bolts. You will have to remove your what I think is a flare that came with the car, because it's going to get in the way of taking that upper left-hand bolt out of the way. So now I've got the piece of plywood out there that has no longer bolts, got a little finger hole. We're going to try to pull it out and see what's behind there. Oh, here we go. I've got all the electronic components here. Now, the box we have to get to the cruise control is this one back there. I think it's ASCD. I'd have to look back on my paperwork from the internet, but I know it's in there because it's got that orange sticker on it, and that's the card in there that controls the cruise control. So obviously I'll have to figure out how to take this box out of the way to get to the back one. I see that the box I'm getting to is actually screwed in place, and then so is this one here, so I should be able to just take this off, move it out of the way, and get to the back box. Turns out that front box had actually 3 little brackets on it with screws, so I took those out. Now I can move it out of place. Hopefully I'm not disturbing anything. The box we want to get at is this one here. It has an electrical plug, which I'm going to try to remove. And there it is. Now it looks like it's a matter of 1 bracket or 2 on this side anyways, with bolts to try to remove it from the car. So I'll be doing this right now. Alright, I've removed the box. There was actually 2 screws holding it, one at the top, one at the bottom. As you can see, let me get some focus on this. And now it's out, plug and all. Now comes the touchy, the hard work, the part that makes me worry about doing this myself. But I am not an electronics kind of guy, but I do know how to solder a little bit and remove solder, so that's what we're going to try to do. Just get to this card inside this box and move a few resistors around to get that different range to from 48 to 148. Now I'm going to go to the workbench and see what I can do and try to pop up this box. It's supposed to be a little tough to open. I now have the box. I cleaned it up a little bit. From the instructions on the web, you just pry it open. But then they stated that you should mark the box so you can put it back together the right way. But I don't see the need for it, but I'll do it just in case I come across something that I wasn't aware of. I can see a couple of little tabs that'll need to be bent out to take this thing off, and I will mark it. Okay, just so you can see here, I ended up prying 3 sides at once. A screwdriver on that side, one on that side. Then I used another little one from here, and it looks like it finally let go. So I'll be pulling the cover right off. And here we have it. The cover's been pulled off. Now we are simply going to remove the 2 little screws here to get this card right out of the unit. The web instructions say to be very careful with static electricity discharge while you're doing this. Yeah, if you're doing it in your house on your shag rug with your woolly socks, probably. I'm at my workbench. I've got a metal strip that I can ground to, and I don't think I need to worry about that kind of thing. So I'm just about ready to pull this thing out, flip it over, and have a look to confirm that I've got the right board as per the instructions. Turns out this board doesn't come out of the box as easily as I expected. The edges of the corners were all bent in a bit and the card would not come out, and I didn't want to exert force on the card to try to pull it out. So I ended up using a big set of pliers and bending back the corners and a bit on the sides to be able to freely pull that card out. So I think I got it here. It looks like it's free. Sorry about the focus and the movement of the camera. It's a two-handed job. So I'll pull it out and we'll get back. So there we go. I've removed the board and flipped it over. And there she is in all her beauty. So the resistors we need to look at are in little slots, and they're numbered back here. See, I've got resistors here in this position, that position, there, and there. And I've also got some down here in certain positions. It's hard to tell. Let me get to the focus here. Oh, you see those? Okay, right there are more resistors. So if I follow the directions from the online pictured display of what to do here, my resistors should all be in positions 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, and 18. It looks like there's 18 different positions. And they actually should be in positions 8, 10, 11, 13, and 14 if I want that range from 48 to 148. So I'll have to look at it a little closer here. The key thing they were also talking about was to make sure that this chip is what it's supposed to be, and they're saying that it has to be a Hitachi 46C N810, and I see that mine is that. It is kind of hard to see here with the lighting, but it's right on the chip right there, right in that position. It says that. So the other thing is, what is the number on the card, and the information refers to the fact that it has to be JID ECO 180 51135. It says don't do it if it's nothing but that. So I'm looking at mine here, and it's JID ECO 180 513.5. So it's identical to the write-up. So I am going to have a closer look at this board and see which resistors are going to have to come out and which ones will have to be relocated in those 18 positions from 1 to 8. Okay, now that we've identified what needs to be done, we've pulled out our trusty small iron. It's just a 20-watt job. We don't want it too hot to screw up the card. I'm already hesitant at doing this because if I make a mistake and wreck my card, I will definitely have to get on the internet to find a new one somewhere, and it may not be easy. The other thing we're going to need is desoldering braid, or wick like they call it, and that's what's going to suck up the solder on the back side there so we can pull those resistors out. Alright, we're going to start by removing number 18, and that would be the one over here. So we've identified it's in the 5th slot from that end of the card. So I'll be flipping the card over, and you'll be able to notice that the little legs on the resistor stick through, and that's where we're going to apply the wick and try to remove the solder so we can pull it out. Okay, my 20-watt soldering iron just wasn't melting this thing at all, so I'm moving on to my much stronger 40 and 100-watt unit. So I'm trying at 40 watts here to see if I can melt that nicely. So I'm doing the back of the pin on number 18. Oh, this one's going to work. I can see it already. There's one side. And there's the other. We're melting that. Okay, that looks like I might have gotten it. So I'll try pulling the resistor out. Alright, I've managed to pull out all the resistors that need not be in place. I did have to use the hotter soldering iron. Now I'm going to go back to my little weakling here and try to solder number 8 back in place. I've actually pushed the number 8 resistor into the slot, bent the legs a little bit, and now I will try to solder. So I'll check and make sure my solder's hot. And my soldering iron, of course, is failing me dearly once again. We'll give it another minute. Okay, we're back at it. Turns out my soldering iron's tip was a little dirty, so I sanded it down, and now it's got enough heat in there. So we're going to go ahead and try to solder that number 8 in place. I think we got it. Just let it cool down and see and check. Okay, we've accomplished our goal. We now have number 8 in place, and 14, 10, 11, and 13. So now all we need to do is get this board back into its box. I might have to seal up the box somehow. I'm sure it's not going to be as snug a closing fit as it used to be. So I'll have to play with it a bit, and if I have to tape it up, who cares? It's under the floor anyways. Well, it turns out I wasn't able to get that cover to stay in tight at all because I had pried the sides as to not break the little card when I pulled it out. So because of that, and I didn't want to hammer on the box with the card inside, I decided to just drop the lid in and just tape it around so it stays nice and tight and in place. And I decided to silicone the edges just to keep the dust out of it or whatever, and kind of make sure the ends stick together with the sides of the box. So it should be fine. Just going to let it dry a bit and then put it back in the car. The moment of truth has come. Now we're taking the car out for a drive. The car did start. That's a positive. The engine is running, and it did go in reverse out of the garage. So I got my fingers crossed. I'm going to head down the road. Alright, we are going to try the cruise control at about 70 kilometers per hour. So we're going to turn it on, and we're going to set it, and see what happens. And yes, we are in cruise control. Alright, we will bring it up a little faster, and we'll try the old 100. Make sure it works there, and we will try it. And here we are, cruising at 92 or so kilometers per hour. So everything's fine. Now I'm going to hold it there for a while till I get in a 120 speed zone, and I'll try it again. Doing 120, and well, not quite, a little more. Let's try it here. And cruise is picking up. Here we are doing 115 on cruise control, 16, 17, 18.